Hi, my name is Mahawit Michael, founder of OGP, Oddly Good Produce. Our aim is to reimagine food where every piece finds a place. Something I'm very interested in is that in our society, social economic differences present a significant barrier to achieving a balanced nutritional diet. Research indicates that these disparities have tangible consequences. Students in low income households, on average, eat half as much than those in high income. Studies show both the long-term and short-term impact of having a lack of nutritious diet. For example, speech, hearing, attention span, and aggression, just to name a few, which can have major consequences for a student's future prospect. As a business, we recognize the importance of addressing these disparities and aim to bridge the gap. You might ask, what's a possible solution? And we say wonky fruit. Wonky fruit is simply misshapen or imperfect produce that doesn't meet the aesthetic of supermarkets. However, they are perfectly edible to eat. Studies show that over 50 million tons of fresh produce is thrown away every year because it doesn't meet supermarket standards. In the UK, that figure is 4.5 million tons. For example, 5 to 25% of apples, 9 to 20% of onions, 3 to 13% of potatoes are rejected purely on cosmetic grounds. That's a few vegetables and fruits just to name. A study done on 1,000 consumers in July that 93 to 70% of those in the UK will be perfectly happy to eat wonky fruits. So why not? There's already an existing market that sells wonky fruits, such as Oddbox, Wonky Veg, Imperfect Foods, The Fionas, Aldi, and Morrison's, just to name a few. However, OGB has found a market flaw, whereby majority of these companies are based on a subscription-based market. This is not good for customers who don't want to commit on regular deliveries or those who are in low income who can't pay for monthly for their deliveries. Secondly, the supermarkets that do sell wonky fruits and veg do so at a very small scale and they do not specialize in it. Through the gap in the market, Only Good Produce intends to innovate, making the market better than ever. How will we do this? Through electric vans. Electric vans carrying wonky fruits and veg will go around low-income neighborhoods and student accommodations, stopping during certain hours for people to quickly pick up their fruits and veg and run back home. How will they find the time and place for these vans? Through an OGB app. Customers can find this very easily on their phone. Secondly, we will also have a partnership with primary schools and secondary schools so that vans can be found in school premises. We also intend to sell fruits and veg to low-income schools. How will we make this run smoothly? Through key professionals. Firstly, logistic managers to find out when the best times are to have the vans and where to have them best located for efficiency. Secondly, operating managers to do daily activities to tell workers where to go, what to do, and when to do it. Thirdly, drivers. These are very key, important people in our company. And lastly, warehouse managers to store the fruits and vegetables, making sure they're healthy and perfectly fine to eat. Our key competitive advantage is convenience. For a van to come right outside your house and for you to pick up your fruits and vegetables at a low price attracts a wide range of customers. Secondly, it's money saving. Because we're not subscription based, consumers have flexibility, increasing their control, attracting a wider range of consumers. The reduction in financial risk increases consumer trust. Thirdly, it removes the barrier to entry associated with subscriptions. Lastly, we're going to have the company work at a very large scale, specializing and producing differentiated fruits and vegetables, meeting the requirements of all possible demographics. OGP social contribution. Our aim is to solve nutritional inequality, reduce food waste, and educate. Our business model focuses on making fresh produce accessible for everybody, those in low-income neighborhoods and students' accommodations, and everyone else. We're very passionate about rescuing imperfect goods and vegetables that would otherwise go to waste. Thirdly, environmental sustainability is the core of what we do. By diversifying edible food and we're not only reducing our environmental impact but also raising awareness about the importance of sustainability. Our environmental contribution. Our environmental contribution is through mitigating food wastage, prioritizing packaging reduction, and deploying electric vehicles to reduce our carbon footprint. What are the legal requirements to sell illegal produce? 1. Phytosanitary certification and compliance with market standards. We want to go further and get additional certification to gain our consumer trust, such as Global AP certification, Quality Control Specialist, Fair Trade certification, Food and Safety Management System. Through having these extra management and certifications, it allows the consumers to understand that our goods are perfectly fine to eat and gaining their trust and bringing more consumers in. What are the key personnels for establishing an eco-friendly company? 1. A Chief Sustainability Officer, CRS Manager, Green Marketing Specialist, and Energy Efficient Engineers. What is the economic contribution? Firstly, job creation. My business model will create employment opportunity for various roles such as drivers, food sorters, administrative staff, and many more. By hiring locally, we're contributing to growth, and particularly in areas with high unemployment. Secondly, health and community leads to long-term advantages. Reducing food waste will lead to long-term benefits. A healthier population can result in a lower healthcare cost and increased productivity, ultimately increasing the economy. Thirdly, exit strategy for our shareholders. As our company gets bigger and better, we'll have an IPO strategy, allowing them to have a return on their investment. Lastly, tax revenue and government spending. My business will contribute to tax revenue through sales taxes, corporate taxes, and employment taxes. This revenue can be utilized by local government to invest in infrastructure, education, and many more things. Who are the stakeholders? Employees, consumers, regulatory bodies, shareholders, farmers, government, non-government organizations, and media. And how will I communicate? I will communicate with employees through anonymous manager feedback, consumers through online platforms, and non-government organizations by reaching out through emails and calls, and the media through utilizing social media, responding in real-time messages. Management strategy is through garden management, through having a stewardship of nurturing talent, providing guidance, opportunity, as well as recognizing people are not machines, efficiently balancing efficiency and consideration, as well as providing resources and removing obstacles and creating established goals that enables employees to flourish. How will I market OGP? Firstly, through a positive reputation of creating a long-term relationship through authenticity, consistency, and KPI. Secondly, for a value proposition, reimagining food where every piece finds a place. Thirdly, a strong brand identity, ensuring wonky veg is good to eat. One of our strategies is through ADA, attract, develop desire, and action. We intend to attract through the low prices. We develop desire through educating on the possible side effects if you don't consume vegetables. And lastly, make them take action through the easy convenience of coming right to their doorstep. Who will we market to? Students, parents, school organizations, and local communities so that they communicate with other people and through the word of mouth. What will we communicate with them? Explaining what OGP is, emphasizing that cost saving and environmental benefit does not have to be mutually exclusive. How will we do this? Through flyers, email, Facebook, word of mouth, referral discount, and collaborating with schools. We will also have notable trucks that are bright so that people could see them easily and be able to notice them in the streets. We will also apply some pressure tactics, such as buy now before it runs out, allowing them to see how many people will actually want our foods and services. What is our market size? Firstly, university students. There is 2.86 million university students. Secondly, low-income households with 14.4 million. And lastly, primary schools with 9 million headcounts. And over 2 million of those 9 million are preschool meal students. What is our financial forecast? In year one, we estimate about 500,000 consumers with the average of £30 a year that are spent on us. That leads to £50 million profit. However, our startup cost will be around 23 million, which is quite costly, but this is the startup cost. As you see through the graphs, our cost decreases and our profit increase year by year. However, year 4 and year 5, our costs increase. Why? Because we intend to grow our company, expand and innovate even more, such as importing a wide variety of fruit and veg that are wasted in different countries. Some of our costs are operating costs, electric vans, employees, marketing, distributing, tech costs, and admin. We intend to price competitively through a value-based pricing. Our main way of raising capital is through debt financing, investors and lenders, and maybe possibly CRS programs. And in the future, as our company grows, through IPO. Debt financing is most likely the way we'll go. Porter's five forces: threat of entry, which is relatively high as there is very low barriers to entry besides startup cost. Bargaining power of suppliers is very low because the fruits and veg are already going to go to waste, so they might as well sell it to us at a low discount. Secondly, bargaining power of buyers is moderate only because it depends on who. Those on low-income households who want to buy fruits and veg have a relatively low bargaining power because they can't afford supermarket prices. However, those who can afford will have a moderate buying power. Our threat of substitution is moderate. However, our current competitive rivalry is very low as no other company is doing what we're doing now through selling on electric vehicles and collaborating with communities. Our unique selling point is the main reason for having a very low competitive rivalry. Here are my references. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to my business presentation.